We can absolutely choose who we are attracted to. There's this crazy myth out there, understandably so, that we do not have control over who we are attracted to. And it's complete rubbish, is the word I'm going to use, because the other word I don't know if I'm allowed to use on here. So, yeah, it's not true. And we have fallen into this way of thinking and feeling and believing because we are in habitual patterns. We don't realize that what we think we are attracted to is often a pattern. And we can actually choose to step back from it and say, is this attraction or is it a habit? Because if you start looking at things from the point of view of what feels like attraction could actually be familiarity, it could be something triggering something in our nervous system that reminds us of what love felt like in childhood. It could be what we quote unquote felt attracted to when we were younger. But have you never had the experience where you thought someone was really, really attractive? Like extremely attractive. There is no doubt in your mind that you would say that you're attracted to this person. And then you met them in person and you spent a little bit of time with them. And their personality, the way they treated people, the way they talked to you, what they stood for or really didn't stand for was such a turnoff that the next time you saw them, you just could not look at them the same way. I have experienced that many times where I could, without a doubt, point to someone and say that I thought that I was attracted to them, that I find them very attractive, like in their look and in how they hold themselves and how they appear to be. And sometimes it just took a matter of seconds where someone was really rude to a person on the street or a waiter or waitress, or was incredibly disrespectful to me and almost like frighteningly disrespectful in terms of like getting too close in inappropriate ways and talking down to me. And the next time I saw them, it wasn't after even the next time, it was like the next moment that I looked at them, all the attraction was completely gone. So oftentimes what we think is attraction is something else. Like it's something that we are holding on to in our psyche that we're insecure about. Like we want to call in or draw in the type of person that maybe we wouldn't have attracted in high school. And so we think like, oh, we're attracted to this jock type person or the person that made everyone laugh and was the center of attention or whoever it was. And then you grow inside yourself. You grow as a person, as an individual, as someone that cultivates what actually appeals to them more deeply. And then those people no longer are what you would say is attractive. I used to have a certain type. I didn't even realize it was a type because they kind of look different, but I had a certain type of like a certain type of guy. Like maybe he was more artsy, or maybe he gave a lot of attention to other girls instead of me, or maybe he was like dealing with something personal that I felt sorry for him and felt like I could save him and be the person that changes him for the better. Like, it's actually very narcissistic of me when I think about it. And so I would attract these same type of guys, and I found them very attractive. It was kind of like the quote unquote innocent, like shy girl, you know, wants to appeal to the daredevil kind of guy that maybe everyone wants, but like he doesn't really show up consistently or anything. But it's just because I had wounding of my own, I had insecurities of my own. I wanted me being seen with this person to fix all of my wounding, to make me feel more worthy, whatever it was. And once I got over those insecurities, once I worked through that old patterning, I'm still working through a lot of it, but as I work through what it was that actually drew me to those type of people, those type of looks, those type of personalities, I actually can see those same people or those same type of personalities now, and I literally want to run the other way. I don't find any of it attractive. I see their insecurities. I see how they can manipulate someone like I was to be drawn to them. I see my own, hang-ups in like thinking that that was attraction. Some of these people I have said I love you to in the past, and it wasn't love. It was this like inner need to be accepted by that type of person. It was like this need to be so valuable that I could be the one to change them into a better, more loving, more, more like just a kinder person. But a lot of times they were not kind. And a lot of times they were very aware that I could be sucked into that kind of dynamic. Sometimes they weren't aware of it, but we were playing off of each other's insecurities. And I swear, I'm not just saying this, and it's not even just a personality thing of theirs, but if I saw those people now, even though I had so much attraction for them, I find, I don't want to say too harsh of a word, but I actually have the complete opposite feeling towards their look. I'm talking about their looks too. Like, you might say, okay, well, maybe you found out what they were really like, or they really hurt you, but so you're not wanting to be with that kind of person anymore, but you might still be physically attracted to them. No, not at all. It's weird. I look at those people, I look at those types of people that I was with, that kind of generic look and energy and quote unquote appeal, or what I thought was appeal. And I feel sorry for myself because I think, what was I thinking? Like, I do not find any of that attractive anymore. So, as I said at the beginning of this video, we think that we cannot control who we're attracted to, but actually we really can. I did a video on what we think feels like home is. Like, sometimes we say, oh, this person just feels like we fit really well, and it feels so familiar, and it feels like we have the same way of doing this and that. But sometimes, as I was saying, feels like home is not a good thing because we don't realize that home actually ingrained in us patterns that are really unhealthy. So we think that this is attraction, but it's actually familiarity. It's actually us wanting to repair a wound from long ago. We think it's attraction. We think it's love because that's what we learned love was. But once you go into that, if it is a dynamic that is unhealthy and is not bringing you joy and is making you really insecure or worrying or like not being able to trust this person, and you start looking into why you think you're attracted to them, when you dive deep into it, you will find that there's something way more potent, way more like something really underlying that. And once you dig it up, once you unveil it to yourself, it's like this whoosh, like wash over happens over those kind of people for you, and you lose attraction. It's like it can be instantaneous for some people. For me, it has been. It's really crazy. And the best part about it is that not only does that mean that we know when actually what we think is attraction is something completely different and it's not, but we can actually change our patterns and try to start incorporating people and experiences that might feel a bit unfamiliar, and we might think we're not really attracted, but we can become attracted to a person that we never thought we could. That has also happened to me, where I've met someone and I'm like, oh, they're not my type. They don't look like the kind of person that I would want to be with, or they don't fit my old patterning. Like, I didn't consciously know that, but I was like, no, that's not my type of person. And luckily, I had some people in my life that were in that, like, what I would think is not my type, that still felt like I could be their type. And they stuck around and they got to know me more and they put in effort. And the more that I got to know them, the more I got so attracted to them. And I'm not just talking about their personality. I'm talking about I got so physically attracted to people that I would never have thought that I would be physically attracted to. Because what we think is attraction is actually some sort of patterning. It's something that we built up that is subconscious. And when we become conscious of what our patterns are, we can actually change that. And that means that we can absolutely choose who we're attracted to. And we can make choices that are healthy and good for us going forward. And we can make sure that we do not choose the partners that we can, like, we no longer have the excuse to say, well, I can't help it. I know this person isn't right for me, but I'm so attracted to them. Like, I've heard so many people lately say we cannot choose who we're attracted to. Like, what can I do? It's not my fault. Actually, let's not use the word fault, but you can do something about it. And it actually is up to you. You can change it. And it might not be your fault, but it could be your patterning. It could be what you made yourself familiar with. It could be what you grew up thinking love was like, and you don't even realize that this person's look and their energy and the way that they treat you or don't show up for you becomes attractive to you, and you connect their look with that quote unquote love, or what you think is love, or what you think is attraction. And once you take a step back and realize that's what's going on, you can shift that and you can completely have control over who you attract, what you attract, and how you go about shifting your life to work in your favor instead of thinking, well, it's out of my control. What can I do? It's not out of your control. It's completely in your control. You absolutely can choose who you attract. Thanks for listening.